When we talk about personal focus, we're really talking about the act of turning our attention inward, prioritizing our goals, dreams, and growth. Focusing on yourself doesn't mean ignoring the people around you or becoming self-centered. It's about recognizing that you have been given unique gifts, talents, and a purpose that only you can fulfill. When you learn to focus on yourself, you unlock the doors to achieving your full potential and becoming the person you were created to be. Think of it this way. Imagine you're on a journey carrying a map that has a unique path just for you. No one else can see exactly what you're meant to achieve or where your road will take you. But in a world full of distractions, where people are constantly telling us who we should be or what we should want, it's easy to lose sight of that map. We find ourselves going down paths that aren't ours, chasing goals that don't fulfill us and wondering why we feel empty. But the solution isn't found by looking outside, it's found by looking within. One of the greatest gifts you can give yourself is the time and space to understand who you truly are. This is the power of personal focus, taking a step back, quieting the noise around you and asking yourself, what do I want? What's my purpose? Where am I going? These questions might sound simple, but they're some of the most profound questions you can ask yourself. Because the truth is, if you're not focused on yourself, someone else will always be directing your life. Society, other people's expectations, even your own self-doubt can end up running the show. But when you focus on yourself, you reclaim that power. Focusing on yourself requires you to look at the areas of your life that may need work. Maybe you have a habit that's holding you back. Maybe you've been putting off a dream because you didn't feel ready. Maybe you've been neglecting your health or letting negative thoughts take over. Personal focus allows you to pinpoint those areas, address them, and grow through them. It's not about being perfect. It's about taking one step at a time toward becoming a better version of yourself. And here's something crucial. Personal focus doesn't mean you're alone. It simply means that you're the leader of your journey. You're the one calling the shots, deciding where you're going, and setting the direction. People can support you, guide you, and even inspire you, but ultimately the path is yours to walk. In a world that's constantly changing and moving faster than ever, personal focus is like an anchor. It keeps you grounded. It reminds you of what matters to you and helps you make decisions that align with your values and goals. Life will always present distractions, challenges, and detours, but when you're focused on yourself, you have a clear sense of direction. Personal focus also creates resilience. When you're deeply connected to your purpose and your values, setbacks don't throw you off course as easily. You're able to see obstacles as opportunities to learn and grow. You start to realize that every experience, good or bad, is part of the journey, part of the process of becoming who you're meant to be. And finally, personal focus brings fulfillment. There's a joy that comes from knowing you're on the path meant for you. Even if it's challenging, even if the road is long, there's a satisfaction in knowing that you're living authentically, not chasing after what others think you should want, but going after what truly matters to you. That's a life well lived. So today, make the commitment to focus on yourself. Take the time to listen to your heart, follow your passions, and pursue your dreams with determination. It's human nature to compare ourselves to others. We often look at what people around us have accomplished, how they look, what they own, or even their social media highlights, and it's easy to start measuring our lives against theirs. But comparison, as harmless as it may seem, can become one of the biggest obstacles to true happiness and personal growth. When we constantly compare ourselves to others, we start losing sight of our own journey, our unique gifts, and the goals we set for ourselves. Avoiding comparisons isn't always easy, but it's essential for living a fulfilling, authentic life. To understand why comparison is so damaging, we first need to realize that each of us has a unique path. We come from different backgrounds, have different challenges, and face different opportunities. Comparing yourself to others is like comparing a seed with a flower. They're both on their own journeys, but they have different timelines, different strengths, and different purposes. Just because you see someone else flourishing doesn't mean you're behind. It simply means that you're both growing in your own ways, at your own pace. And if you take the time to focus on your path, you'll realize that everything you need to flourish is already within you. One of the most harmful aspects of comparison is that it often leads to feelings of inadequacy or envy. When we focus on what others have, it's easy to start feeling like we're lacking something, that we're not good enough, or that our own accomplishments aren't worthwhile. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Each one of us has unique qualities, talents, and experiences that are valuable and meaningful. The more we focus on these, the more fulfilled we feel. And fulfillment isn't found by achieving what others have. It's found by achieving what we're meant to achieve. Avoiding comparison doesn't mean ignoring the accomplishments of others. It means celebrating them without letting them define our self-worth. Instead of seeing someone's success as a measure of where we should, we can view it as a reminder that success is possible, that hard work pays off, and that dreams are worth pursuing. Another person's success doesn't diminish our potential. In fact, if we look at it with the right mindset, it can inspire us to keep going and focus even more on our own journey. One of the best ways to stop comparing yourself to others is to practice gratitude. When you start focusing on what you have rather than what you don't, you begin to appreciate the unique blessings in your life. Gratitude reminds us that we're already abundant, that we have enough, and that our journey is valuable just as it is. Take time every day to acknowledge the things you're grateful for: your health, your strengths, your relationships, and even the small achievements that have helped you grow. By shifting your perspective, you'll start to realize that you don't need to be like anyone else. You just need to be the best version of yourself. Another powerful way to avoid comparison is to set personal goals. When you have a clear vision of what you want for yourself, it becomes easier to stay focused on your own progress. When you're focused on your growth, your dreams, and your journey, you don't have time to worry about what others are doing. You're busy building your life, and that's where your energy should be. Set goals that resonate with your values and passions and work toward them one step at a time. This doesn't mean you won't ever face doubt or feel discouraged, but it does mean that you're committed to your path, not anyone else's. Finally, remember that comparison is often fueled by social media and the way people present their lives online. Social media is a highlight reel. It shows the best moments, the achievements, the edited and filtered snapshots of someone's life. But life is so much more than highlights. It's made up of struggles, hard work, perseverance, and growth, most of which are never shown online. By keeping this in mind, you can remind yourself that there's no reason to compare your real life with someone else's highlight reel. Your journey is complete and whole, just as it is, even if it doesn't look like a filtered image on a screen. Avoiding comparison frees you to live authentically, to celebrate others without losing sight of your own worth, and to grow into the person you're meant to be. Each step you take, each lesson you learn, each goal you reach, these are the things that truly matter. In life, our energy is one of the most valuable resources we possess. It fuels our passions, drives our ambitions, and allows us to show up fully for ourselves and others. But in a busy, often chaotic world filled with demands, distractions, and competing priorities, our energy can easily become drained if we aren't careful. Guarding your energy means protecting this precious resource by being intentional about what you allow into your life, be it people, activities, or thoughts, and by setting boundaries that support your well-being. When you learn to guard your energy, you create space to focus on what truly matters and move closer to your goals with strength and clarity. One of the key elements of guarding your energy is learning to say no. Saying no isn't always easy, especially if you're someone who naturally wants to help others or be involved in everything. But saying yes to everyone and everything can stretch you thin, leaving you with little time or energy to focus on what truly matters to you. Every time you say yes to something, you're essentially saying no to something else often. That something else is time for yourself, your goals, or your personal growth. Guarding your energy requires you to be selective and realize that it's okay to prioritize yourself. Setting boundaries is also essential. Boundaries are not about shutting people out or refusing to engage. They're about creating a space where you can thrive. This might mean setting limits on how much time you spend with people who drain your energy, or choosing not to engage in activities that don't align with your goals. Remember, boundaries aren't selfish. They're necessary for your well-being. When you set boundaries, you're creating a healthy environment that allows you to conserve your energy and invest it in things that bring you fulfillment and joy. Another important aspect of guarding your energy is choosing the people you surround yourself with. The people in your life can either uplift you or drain you. Take a moment to evaluate the relationships in your life who inspires you, supports you, and genuinely wants the best for you. These are the people who give energy rather than take it away. On the other hand, there are relationships that can leave you feeling exhausted or unappreciated. Guarding your energy means recognizing these dynamics and making adjustments as needed. Sometimes it may mean spending less time with certain people or even letting go of relationships that no longer serve your growth. Guarding your energy also means being mindful of the activities you choose to engage in. Not every task or commitment deserves your time and energy. Focus on activities that align with your goals and bring you joy or fulfillment. For example, if you find that certain habits, like spending excessive time on social media, leave you feeling drained or unproductive, consider cutting back. Instead, fill your time with activities that re-energize you, like exercise, hobbies, or spending time with loved ones. By consciously choosing where you spend your energy, you're taking control of your life and making space for things that truly matter. Our thoughts also play a major role in our energy levels. Negative, self-defeating thoughts can drain our energy just as much as external factors. Pay attention to your inner dialogue and practice replacing negative thoughts with positive ones. When you notice self-doubt or fear creeping in, pause and remind yourself of your strengths and accomplishments. Guarding your energy isn't just about protecting it from others, it's also about guarding it from within. By cultivating a positive mindset, you can build resilience and maintain your energy even in the face of challenges. Lastly, practicing self-care is crucial to guarding your energy. Self-care isn't just about pampering yourself, it's about making choices that support your physical, mental, and emotional health. This can be as simple as getting enough sleep, eating nourishing foods, and making time for activities that recharge you. When you prioritize self-care, you're investing in your own well-being, ensuring that you have the energy needed to pursue your dreams and take care of the people you love. In a world where there's always something vying for our attention, guarding your energy is an act of self-love. It's a commitment to honoring yourself and recognizing that your energy is finite and deserves to be spent on things that align with your purpose, bring you joy, and help you grow. When you guard your energy, you're not only protecting yourself from burnout, but you're also building a foundation for a fulfilling, purpose-driven life. You'll find that you have more to give to others and a deeper well of strength to draw from when you need it most. So today, make the decision to guard your energy fiercely and invest it wisely. In our busy, fast-paced lives, it's easy to feel like there's no time left for ourselves. We often fill our schedules with obligations, from work to family, friendships, and countless daily tasks. But as we rush to keep up, self-care is often the first thing to slip away. Yet self-care is not a luxury or something we do only when there's extra time. It's a vital foundation for a balanced, healthy life, one that allows us to show up as our best selves in everything we do. When we make self-care a priority, we're not just taking care of ourselves, we're making sure we have the energy, focus, and resilience to fulfill our potential and live meaningfully. Self-care is about understanding that you have a responsibility to yourself. It's not just about feeling good in the moment, it's about creating habits that support your long-term well-being. Imagine a car that never receives maintenance, no oil changes, no tire rotations, no cleaning. Eventually that car will break down. The same applies to us. When we don't prioritize self-care, our energy, health, and mental clarity begin to suffer. We may feel tired, burnt out, and disconnected from the things that once brought us joy. Self-care is about preventing that burnout by nurturing ourselves on a regular basis. At its core, self-care is a commitment to honoring your physical, mental, and emotional health. Physically, self-care involves things like getting enough sleep, eating nourishing foods, and staying active. Our bodies are what allow us to accomplish everything in life, yet they're often the first to be neglected. By prioritizing physical self-care, we're giving ourselves the fuel we need to tackle life's challenges. Sleep, exercise, and nutrition are not luxuries, they're necessities. When we take care of our bodies, we're investing in the energy and strength we need to pursue our goals and dreams. Mental self-care is equally important. Life can be stressful with demands and pressures that can quickly overwhelm us. Taking time to quiet the mind, practice mindfulness, or engage in activities that challenge and engage us mentally can help reduce stress and improve focus. This might mean setting aside time each day for meditation, journaling, or even reading a book that inspires us. By nourishing our minds, we're giving ourselves the tools to handle stress and make wise decisions. Mental self-care reminds us that it's okay to slow down, to reflect, and to focus on what truly matters. Emotional self-care is about taking time to understand and honor our feelings. Many of us have a tendency to ignore or suppress emotions, especially when they're difficult to confront. But our emotions are a vital part of who we are, and when we ignore them, they don't go away, they only build up. Practicing emotional self-care can involve talking to a trusted friend, seeking therapy, or simply allowing ourselves to feel without judgment. When we acknowledge our emotions, we gain insight into ourselves and build resilience. Emotional self-care teaches us that it's okay to be vulnerable, and that sometimes the strongest thing we can do is admit when we need help or take a break. Self-care is also about setting boundaries. Sometimes taking care of ourselves means saying no to things that don't serve us, even if it's difficult. Many of us have a natural tendency to want to please others or take on more than we can handle. But by constantly saying yes to everything, we're often saying no to ourselves. Setting boundaries doesn't mean we're shutting people out or being selfish. It means we're creating a safe space where we can recharge and protect our energy. It's okay to limit interactions with people or situations that drain you. When you set boundaries, you're teaching yourself and others that your well-being is a priority. Self-care also involves recognizing and celebrating our achievements, no matter how small they may seem. Life is a journey filled with small victories, and taking time to acknowledge our progress is a powerful form of self-care. It reminds us that we're moving forward, growing, and making positive changes. Celebrating these moments gives us motivation to keep going, even when the road feels long or challenging. Incorporating self-care into your life doesn't have to be complicated. It can start with small steps, taking a few minutes each morning to breathe deeply, setting aside time for activities that bring you joy, or creating a bedtime routine that helps you unwind. The key is consistency. Self-care isn't about occasional acts of kindness toward yourself. It's about building a lifestyle that nurtures you in all areas so you can live with greater fulfillment and purpose. Self-care is an act of self-love. It's a commitment to treat yourself with the respect, kindness, and compassion you deserve. When you take care of yourself, you're telling yourself that you matter, that your needs are important, and that you're worthy of care and attention. And when you live with that kind of self-respect, it shows in every area of your life. You become more resilient, more focused, and more able to contribute meaningfully to the world around you. So today, make a commitment to self-care. Start small if you need to, but start. Show yourself the same care and compassion that you would show to someone you love. You deserve it. In a world that often emphasizes conformity, embracing your uniqueness can be one of the most empowering and liberating things you can do. We are each born with a unique blend of gifts, talents, personality traits, and life experiences that shape who we are. These differences aren't flaws to hide, but treasures that add color, depth, and authenticity to our lives. When we embrace our uniqueness, we are choosing to honor the person we were created to be, and we stop trying to fit into molds that were never meant for us. Embracing your uniqueness means letting go of comparisons and focusing on the journey that's meant for you alone. One of the first steps to embracing your uniqueness is recognizing that no one else can live your life for you. Your journey, your struggles, and your dreams are yours alone, and they are meaningful precisely because they're unique to you. When we look at others and try to imitate their paths, we lose sight of the power and beauty of our own. Embracing who you are means understanding that your individuality is not something to be ashamed of, but something to be celebrated. You don't have to be like everyone else. In fact, the world needs you just as you are. Each of us has a role to play. And when we try to be something we're not, we rob ourselves in the world of our true potential. Embracing your uniqueness is also about recognizing your strengths and accepting your weaknesses. It's about knowing that your gifts and talents were given to you for a reason and that you have something valuable to offer. Maybe you're someone who is naturally empathetic, a trait that allows you to connect deeply with others. Or perhaps you're creative, analytical, or have a way of seeing things from a fresh perspective. Whatever your strengths are, they're not there by accident. They're tools that can help you fulfill your purpose and make a positive impact in the world. On the other hand, accepting your weaknesses is equally important. We don't have to be perfect. We simply have to be genuine. When we accept our imperfections, we allow ourselves to grow and evolve without the burden of unrealistic expectations. One powerful way to embrace your uniqueness is by focusing on your passions and interests. When you engage in activities that you're passionate about, you naturally align with your true self. Your interests are often indicators of who you are at your core. For example, if you love writing, creating art, working with numbers, or helping others, those passions are reflections of your inner qualities. Pursuing what you love brings out your natural talents and allows you to express yourself authentically. By following your passions, you're embracing the parts of you that make you unique and letting them shine. Another essential aspect of embracing your uniqueness is building self-confidence. Confidence comes from knowing who you are and accepting it. When you understand that your worth is not determined by others' opinions or by external validation, you start to live more freely and authentically. Confidence is about standing in your truth and embracing your differences, no matter what others may think. It's okay if not everyone understands you or agrees with you. As long as you're true to yourself, you'll attract people who appreciate you for who you are. Building self-confidence is a journey, but each step you take toward accepting and embracing yourself adds to the strength of your foundation. Embracing your uniqueness also means being brave enough to take risks and make choices that align with who you are. Sometimes this means walking a path that others may not understand or going after dreams that don't fit conventional molds. It takes courage to step outside the boundaries of what's expected, but when you do, you give yourself permission to explore the full extent of your potential. Remember, innovation and progress have always come from those willing to embrace their uniqueness and take risks. When you choose to follow your path, you inspire others to do the same. Lastly, embracing your uniqueness is a gift not only to yourself, but to the world around you. When you live authentically, you create space for others to be themselves as well. Your courage, confidence, and individuality become a light that encourages others to step into their truth. Imagine if everyone were afraid to be different, there would be no diversity, no creativity, no growth. The world needs your individuality, your voice, and your perspective. By embracing who you are, you're contributing to a world that values authenticity and celebrates diversity. So embrace your uniqueness with pride. Be grateful for the qualities that make you who you are, and let them guide you toward your purpose. Understand that you are irreplaceable and that your journey is meant to be unique. Each of us is a puzzle piece in a larger picture, and only by embracing our individuality can we make that picture whole. Remember, you are one of a kind, and the world is a better place because of it. In a society that often values high achievements and flawless results, it's easy to fall into the trap of perfectionism. We set impossibly high standards for ourselves, aiming to achieve a level of perfect that, deep down, we know is unattainable. But when we strive only for perfection, we can quickly become discouraged, frustrated, or even paralyzed by the fear of falling short. Instead, focusing on progress rather than perfection is one of the most empowering mindsets we can adopt. By choosing progress over perfection, we give ourselves permission to grow at our own pace, to learn from our mistakes, and to celebrate our improvements along the way. The journey of personal growth is not about reaching a point where everything is flawless. Growth is an ongoing process, one that unfolds over time. Just as a tree doesn't shoot up to its full height overnight, our personal development, skills, and understanding take time to mature. When we focus on progress, we start to see the value in each step, each experience, and each lesson, regardless of how small it may seem. Each day we commit to getting a little better, we're building momentum, and over time, these small, consistent improvements lead to significant transformation. One of the first steps in focusing on progress is redefining what success looks like for you. Rather than aiming for a perfect outcome, try setting realistic, achievable goals that allow for growth. For example, if you're working toward a fitness goal, focus on consistently showing up for your workouts rather than expecting to achieve an ideal body overnight. If you're learning a new skill, set milestones that reflect your progress rather than aiming for instant mastery. By breaking down big goals into smaller steps, you'll begin to see that progress is achievable, and you'll feel encouraged to keep going. Each small success builds confidence and reminds you that every effort counts. Progress is often about the small wins, and sometimes those wins go unnoticed. It's essential to take time to acknowledge and celebrate these victories. Every improvement, no matter how minor, is evidence that you're moving forward. If you're studying for an exam, celebrate each topic you master. If you're learning to cook, take pride in each successful dish. When you recognize your progress, you're reinforcing a positive mindset that fuels your motivation. Celebrating progress doesn't mean you're settling, it means you're respecting the journey and appreciating the steps along the way. Remember, it's these small victories that eventually lead to big accomplishments. Focusing on progress also means learning to embrace mistakes and setbacks as part of the growth process. Mistakes are not failures, they're opportunities for learning. When we strive for perfection, we can become afraid of making mistakes, which can lead us to play it safe and avoid taking risks. However, growth often happens outside of our comfort zones. Embracing mistakes allows us to learn valuable lessons, to refine our approach, and to build resilience. Each setback is a chance to come back stronger and wiser. Instead of seeing mistakes as evidence of imperfection, see them as stepping stones on the path to growth. Perfectionism often leads us to compare ourselves to others, which can rob us of joy and hinder our progress. When you focus on your progress, you shift your attention from what others are doing to your own unique journey. Everyone grows at their own pace, and comparing yourself to others only detracts from your own experiences. By focusing on your own progress, you can appreciate the uniqueness of your path and avoid unnecessary stress. Growth isn't a race, and there's no deadline. When you embrace your personal journey, you free yourself from the pressure of trying to keep up with anyone else. Another key part of focusing on progress is practicing patience and self-compassion. Growth doesn't happen overnight, and change takes time. It's easy to become frustrated when results don't appear as quickly as we'd like, but patience is essential. Self-compassion is also crucial. Be gentle with yourself as you move forward. Speak to yourself with kindness and treat yourself with the same understanding that you would offer a friend. Progress is about allowing yourself to grow at a pace that's sustainable without harsh judgment or criticism. Progress over perfection means embracing a growth mindset. This is the belief that our abilities and intelligence can be developed with time and effort. When you adopt a growth mindset, you focus on improvement and learning rather than on the fear of making mistakes or not measuring up. You come to understand that every effort you make, every new skill you practice, and every challenge you overcome is part of your personal development. This mindset empowers you to approach life with curiosity and resilience, knowing that there's always room for growth and that your potential is limitless. Focusing on progress over perfection is a journey towards self-acceptance and a more fulfilling life. It's about recognizing that perfection isn't the goal. Growth, learning, and becoming the best version of yourself are. By letting go of the unrealistic pressure to be perfect, you create space for genuine progress, joy, and appreciation for who you are right now. So take it one step at a time, celebrate your achievements along the way, and remember that every bit of progress is a powerful testament to your journey. Self-discipline is the cornerstone of any successful journey, the driving force that enables us to stay committed to our goals even when motivation wanes. Often we start with strong intentions and dreams, yet as time goes on, it becomes challenging to stay on course. This is where self-discipline becomes essential. Unlike motivation, which can be fleeting, self-discipline is the internal commitment to do what needs to be done, regardless of how we feel in the moment. It's the steady hand that guides us through moments of doubt, distractions, and challenges. Cultivating self-discipline empowers us to make consistent progress, to honor our commitments to ourselves, and to build a life rooted in purpose and resilience. One of the foundational aspects of self-discipline is learning to set and honor boundaries. Boundaries are about defining what is and isn't acceptable in our lives. They allow us to focus on what truly matters and to protect our time, energy, and focus. To cultivate self-discipline, it's essential to set boundaries with distractions, unproductive habits, and even with people who may unintentionally derail our progress. This might mean limiting time on social media, saying no to unnecessary commitments, or setting clear times for work and rest. These boundaries give us the space to focus on our goals and make decisions that support our well-being and aspirations. Honoring boundaries is an act of self-respect, and it reinforces the discipline needed to stay aligned with our purpose. Self-discipline also involves establishing routines that keep us on track, regardless of external circumstances. A strong routine creates a structure that guides us, making it easier to follow through with our intentions. Morning routines, for example, can set a positive tone for the day, incorporating activities that fuel our minds, bodies, and spirits. This might include exercise, meditation, journaling, or simply reviewing our goals for the day. By beginning each day with intention, we reinforce the discipline that will help us navigate challenges and distractions as they arise. Creating a routine isn't about being rigid, it's about building habits that support our growth and enable us to work consistently toward our goals. Another critical aspect of self-discipline is learning to embrace delayed gratification. In our fast-paced world, we're often conditioned to seek immediate rewards and quick fixes, but true success requires patience and long-term thinking. Delayed gratification means choosing the actions that will lead to lasting fulfillment, even if it means foregoing temporary pleasures. This might involve choosing to study instead of watching TV, saving money instead of making impulsive purchases, or putting in extra effort toward a project rather than taking shortcuts. Each time we choose delayed gratification, we strengthen our self-discipline and remind ourselves of the bigger picture. We learn to trust that the rewards of hard work and patience are worth the wait. Self-discipline is also about developing resilience. Life is unpredictable, and there will be days when our plans don't go as expected. On these days, it's easy to feel discouraged or to give in to distractions. But when we're disciplined, we understand that setbacks are a natural part of the journey. Self-discipline enables us to pick ourselves up, to learn from our challenges, and to keep moving forward. It teaches us to show up for ourselves even when it's difficult. Resilience is not about being immune to hardship. It's about having the discipline to persevere in the face of obstacles. Each time we push through challenges, we build a stronger foundation of discipline and reinforce our commitment to our goals. Additionally, self-discipline requires cultivating self-awareness. It's important to know our strengths and limitations, to recognize the habits that serve us, and to be honest about the areas where we can improve. Self-awareness helps us make choices that align with our goals and values. For instance, if we know that we're most productive in the morning, we can schedule our most important tasks during that time. If we're aware of certain triggers that lead to procrastination, we can create strategies to avoid or manage them. Self-awareness is the key to creating a disciplined life that's tailored to our unique needs and rhythms. Another powerful aspect of self-discipline is accountability. When we hold ourselves accountable, we create a system of checks and balances that keeps us aligned with our goals. Accountability can come in many forms, from setting personal deadlines to sharing our goals with a friend or mentor who can provide encouragement and support. When we're accountable, we're less likely to make excuses or let distractions pull us off course. Instead, we take responsibility for our actions and outcomes, knowing that each choice we make is a step toward or away from our goals. Accountability reinforces discipline by reminding us of our commitment to ourselves and our dreams. Self-discipline is about self-respect and self-love. When we discipline ourselves to pursue our goals, we're telling ourselves that we are worthy of the effort and dedication it takes to achieve them. We're saying, I value myself enough to stay committed to my dreams. No matter what, discipline is not about punishment or harshness. It's about nurturing the best version of ourselves. It's an act of honoring our potential and respecting our desires. When we practice self-discipline, we're investing in a future that's aligned with our deepest aspirations, and we're building the strength to make those aspirations a reality. In conclusion, self-discipline is the key to unlocking a life of purpose, progress, and fulfillment. It gives us the power to stay true to our commitments, to persevere through challenges, and to make choices that honor our dreams. By cultivating self-discipline, we build a foundation for success that's rooted in resilience, focus, and integrity. So let self-discipline be your guide, and know that with each disciplined choice you make, you are one step closer to living the life you envision.